So I'm here today to talk to you about your kids and how do you involve environmental issues in their day-to-day lives? How do you educate them without it feeling like you're nagging them or having to give them a massive big lesson about the planet? Just making it everyday part of life. Well, a few suggestions. We know that most kids, not necessarily yours, but most kids watch TV, films, and so therefore have a think about what they're watching, the quality of the programs and regarding what kind of lessons they're learning from it. Are they getting useful life lessons from those programs that they're watching? Or are there better choices that they could be watching? So for example, I am not a fan of kids programs on Channel 5, I think it is, like the milkshake programs, because every few minutes there's an advert promoting more plastic tat that my kids don't need, and I don't want them to have to try and demand that from me and ask for it and have those discussions and for them to want all this stuff. So I tend to limit it to CBeebies. And also there are loads of CBeebies programs that have such lovely meanings behind them. Like Oceanauts is all about learning about the ocean, and there's some good plastic ocean. There's an episode on there. There's Peppa Pig has got a recycling episode. Like, just look at what they're watching and maybe pick and choose the episodes perhaps as well. And also about things like films. If you haven't watched it with your kids yet, The Lorax is a brilliant film for teaching a really, really good lesson. And sitting with your kids while they're watching it to help explain it and discuss it will really help them understand the meaning behind it. Also, think about the books that they have access to. So we get a lot of secondhand books. We're very open to going to boot sales and charity shops and stuff like that when we can, to access secondhand books. But also the books that I do buy new, I choose them with purpose and consciousness, and choose books that really have useful, valuable life lessons in them about the world. And even though my children are too young for some of the books to read them, I still have them there so I can read to them, all about Greta Thunberg. I've got a David Attenborough book. We've got just about planet Earth and under the sea and pond life and recycling and weather, all loads of things, all about the earth, so they can just begin to appreciate the world around them, even if it's not directly climate change. Letting them be involved in nature as part of their day-to-day life is a fabulous way of getting them to care and respect it. So, when you're out and about as well, you could even take some of your smaller nature books. There are some really great things like scavenger hunt pages, books with stickers when you find a wild flower or something like that. And getting your kids involved in planting vegetables and growing sunflowers, and talking to them about bees and why bees are so important and pollinating the plants, and just getting them to not only be in nature, be in the garden or be in the forest or wherever, but trying to learn together what all these things are. What are the different types of trees? What does it mean? Why is that leaf bigger than that leaf? Why is that tree taller than that tree? Or what kind of seeds has it got? Exploring the world together and being interested with your children will help them have that love for nature. So those are kind of things that you can just do in everyday life, as well as just kind of making things like recycling a normal part of everyday life that they help with. They have responsibility to put it in the right bin. So yeah, just looking at ways like that, or even if things like having your fruit and veg delivered in a nice box. Oh, the joy my kids get when that box is on the doorstep. They love it. They are so excited. It's like a present a week. And they get joy from it. And I remember thinking about a year ago that my daughter didn't eat, she eats a lot of fruit and veg, but there was particularly things like broccoli she wouldn't eat. And this one day it arrived on the doorstep and she just couldn't get enough of broccoli that week. She just wanted to keep eating it. So it is really lovely to see them get so excited by it. But getting them involved in shopping, those decisions that you want to make when you're out and about, like, oh, I need to buy some ketchup, but they're all in those squeezy plastic bottles. I really would like one in a glass jar. not only telling them you want it in a glass jar, but why. Well, glass is much more recyclable than plastic, and it's much better for the planet. It can be recycled, etc. Less wastage in a jar than there is a squeezy bottle. So explaining things to them so they begin to understand from an early age. Okay, I think that's it from me. If you want to know more about anything to do with kids, then there's options for you, as you probably know, with workshops and mentoring and all sorts. So get in touch if you want to know more details and any more help. Bye for now.